Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to day 2 of this workshop, and we're going to be focusing on iPads, particularly iMovie's use in secondary classrooms and more specifically in English and social studies classrooms. So you see you have the iPad screen here in front of you. We're going to go right into the iMovie app, and you'll notice I've got a few projects here already that I've done in the past. And you should have a basic understanding of how the iMovie app works, but I'll go over very quickly the two different options that we have available. So if you go into the theater, up in the top right corner you'll see a plus sign up here. We tap that and it gives us two options. We can either create a movie or a trailer. And iMovie, particularly with the iPad as opposed to on the laptop, is really easy to use. And it's nice that they give you two different options because they're both applicable for use in the classroom. So we'll start with the trailer. Just give you a quick overview here. And so they give you a bunch of different options here for trailers, and they really are just like a movie trailer. So you can see there's a scary superhero, and you could jump through these on your own time. And they all have different themes, different music, things of that nature. And if you wanted to create a trailer, again, up in the top right, tap on Create Trailer, and it brings up this screen. So what you have in front of you right now is the outline, and this is what shows at the end of your trailer in the credits. If you click on the storyboard option down here, you'll see that it really has everything spelled out for you. And the trailer does that for you. It's very cookie cutter. Everything has been done already in terms of the preparation. And essentially what you need to do is you tap on each section. So if I tap on the top up here, I can delete what will be shown first in that particular trailer. So I can delete whatever the name of the film will be or the production company. And then here you'll see every time you tap on a picture it shows you how long that picture is going to be shown. So this one is 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, and right on through you can see all those. And then what you need to do for each of those is fill in from your camera roll, and I've got a few pictures here, whatever picture you would like to go in that slot. And you would do that for each of these items. And you'll notice that in the trailer there are quite a few pictures that need to be included. And you can't amend the number of pictures for each trailer, so it's really something you want to make sure that you include one picture for each of those, otherwise the trailer is not going to look very good. And if you look on the wiki after watching this tutorial, you'll see an example of a trailer introducing the Romeo and Juliet unit in an English classroom. So that's a real basic overview of the trailer option on iMovie. Now if we want to go back and start a movie project instead, again it gives you a variety of themes, not quite as many as with the trailers. You tap on Create Movie at the top right, and this is your screen here. So there's a bit more going on than in the trailer. At the top you'll see there's video, photos, and audio, and at the bottom you have three options down here. One for pictures, so if you want to take a picture you can do that. If you want to record you can do that by tapping on the microphone option, and then there's a settings wheel down there as well. So if you want to add a photo you can do that again by tapping on your photos. There's also at the very top you can add theme music, sound effects, and the thing about the movie option is that it's really versatile. So you can use this with your students to have them create projects, or you can use it as a teacher to create projects yourself. And again, if you look at the wiki and the examples that are posted there, you'll see that one example is the teacher explaining information to students about a project that could be posted on the classroom website, the Edmodo site, classroom wiki, things like that, so that students can view it over and over again. And you can have students create projects as well. There's an example of a summary project on there summarizing a chapter from To Kill a Mockingbird on the training wiki as well, which shows a summary of one chapter including images that were pulled from the web. So it really provides you with quite a few options, both for the teachers, from the teacher's perspective as well as the student's perspective. and you can be creative with it. That's the great thing about iMovie. So one of the things you might be thinking and something you might be concerned about is, I like the creativity, I like the options, but how is this going to align with Common Core? We know that's a big focus right now in school districts across the country. Things have to be aligned with Common Core. We can't just have students going on and doing something just for fun. But if we go and we look at the standards here, these are the English standards for grades 9 and 10. You'll see that you can do plenty with the Common Core standards here. So if we look at reading literature standards for ninth grade, 9th and 10th grades, you can cite strong and thorough textual evidence. That can be something that you include in a video. That can be something that's included in a summary. That can be something that's included in another type of project. If we look down here, analyzing how complex characters develop over the course of a text. Well, you can have students recreate a scene, act out a scene that shows how they understand a character's motivation. In the past, I've had students create video dating profiles or create interviews where they're interviewing a fictional character from a play or a story, and they're able to make inferences based on what they've read and incorporate that into their video. Some of the other standards, if we just look quickly, if we look at the writing standards for grades 9 and 10, since we already had that pulled up, we'll keep it consistent. And you look at standard number 3, so if we write narratives to develop real or imagined experiences, again, if the students are writing narratives on behalf of characters, and you can do this in history, you can do this in English, these are still adhering to the standards while at the same time allowing them to be creative and use the iMovie application for something that's fun. So yes, you are using the standards, and we'll look at one more here, speaking and listening standard, just to give you a good idea of how versatile really this is and how it can be used in a variety of subject areas and for several different reasons, several different activities. And here, make use of digital media in presentations to enhance understandings of findings. Well, iMovie is a perfect way of doing that. It's a perfect way to create a presentation within the classroom. Students can work alone, they can work in pairs, they can work in small groups. And again, specifically with social studies and English classes, the application works very, very well. And if you have a class set of iPads, even if you have only a handful of iPads, you can break your students into groups. And this can be something that they really enjoy while reinforcing what they've read, reinforcing historical information, literary information, making things fun while at the same time making sure that they're expanding their learning. So what we want you to do now is to watch the other videos here on the wiki, take a look at some of the project ideas, particularly from a teacher's point of view, and brainstorm with the other people here in the workshop. We're going to get together in groups, we're going to have you sit with people in the same subject area as you, the same grade level, and we want you to come up with ideas for how you can utilize iMovie within your specific classroom. How can you do this in a 9th grade history classroom? How can you utilize iMovie within a 10th grade English class? What are the different ways you could utilize this in a government class? And really, the key is to be creative, to think outside the box, but while at the same time consider the standards and think about how you can utilize those as well. So before we leave today, by the end of the day, we want you to come up with a finished product where you are able to write a lesson plan that incorporates a specific standard or standards, come up with a rubric and a project description so that you have something you can take back to your classroom, you have something that you can use within the next couple of months when the school year begins, and something you can get your students excited about. So we're going to break into groups shortly and have fun with this.